Hello everyone, welcome to my civil engineering YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post my new videos. So today I'll be discussing thumb rules followed to calculate the width and depth of the beam as per IS codal provisions. As we all know that beam is a horizontal member which is connected to the column, and then it takes up the load from the slab and transfer to the neighboring columns. So it is very much necessary to have the adequate dimensions for the beam in order to resist the load without failure coming onto the structure. So here you can just see here, this is a beam which is connected to the column with clear span. So clear span is nothing but it is the distance between inner face of the column to inner face of the column is called as clear span. And this is a cross section. The second picture represents the cross section of the beam with horizontal dimension as width and vertical dimension as overall depth, and this will be the clear cover. So now in order to find out the depth of the beam, we have a set of thumb rule, that is depth of the beam will always be kept as L by 10 to L by 12 times. So where L is the clear span of the beam, so depth of the beam is considered to be as L by 10 to L by 12 of the beam dimension. So here for example, in order to have the better understanding, I have just taken an example. If I just assume by taking L as equal to 5 meters, that is a clear span which is inner face of the column to inner face of the column. So the depth of the beam will be equal to L by 10, that is 5000, which is in terms of mm, it is 5000 mm. Divide by 10, it becomes 500 mm. So here L by 12 will be 5000 divided by 12, it comes on to be 416 mm. So now the depth of the beam can be chosen between the limits 416 mm to 500 mm. So these are the limits. You can choose the depth of the beam. So either 416 or 500 or in between that. So this is how we are supposed to calculate the depth of the beam as per the thumb rule. So next, in order to calculate width of the beam, so this is as per the reference codal provision IS 13920. So here the width to depth ratio is taken to be greater as 0.4. So as per the codal provisions 13920, the ratio of width of the beam to overall depth of the beam is considered to be greater than 0.4. So here and the codal provisions also mentioned that the minimum width of the beam is taken to be as 200 mm. So minimum 200 mm should be the width of the beam. So this is as per codal provisions. So in the previous example which I have considered by taking L as equal to 5 meters, I had got the depth of the beam between 416 to 500 mm. So I want to find whether this width by depth ratio is correct and if it is matching properly in a safer side or not. So let me take the width as 200 mm, which is the minimum width as per the codal provision, IS codal provision. So I have opted as 200 mm. So W by D, 200 is the minimum width and depth I have chosen as 500. So therefore I have got the ratio as 0.4. So it is if it is equal to or greater than 0.4, then it is considered to be as the safe width and depth. So now let me take one more example. So I have chosen the clear span as 6 meters. So the depth will be equal to L by 10 to L by 12. So it is equal to 500. L by 10 will be equal to 6000 divided by 10. That is 6 meters comes on to be 6000 mm. So 600, it becomes to be 600. 6000 by 12 comes on to be 500. So if I choose the greater depth, that is 600 mm, the minimum width I have chosen as 200. So 200 by 600, it is 0.33, which is less than 0.4. Hence, it is not safe. It is not safe. So in this case, I am supposed to increase the width of the beam. So I'll be increasing by 50 mm. So I am taking to be as 250 mm. So therefore 250 divided by 600, it comes on to be 0.416, which is greater than 0.4. Hence it is safe. So therefore, as per the IS Codal provisions, so depth of the beam is taken to be as L by 10 to L by 12, where L is the clear span of the beam, and the ratio of width of the beam to total depth of the beam is considered to be as equal to or greater than 0.4. In case if it is less than 0.4, we need to increase. There are two options. Either we need to increase the width of the beam to more than what we have taken initially, or we can also decrease the depth which we have taken initially, which has to be within L by 10 to L by 12. So these are the conditions for the thumb rules as per IS Codal provision for fixing the width and depth of the beam. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you.